This video is all about doing problems with metric conversions. Let's start with questions about distance conversions. If you notice this box on the right, no need to memorize this. This shows you the relationship between meters, millimeters, centimeters, decimeters, decameters, hectometers, and kilometers. So let's read the first question. We have someone who swims 2,000 meters, but we want to convert this to kilometers. So the first thing I want to do is make a table with meters and kilometers. Now, before I look at our specific question, I want to look at the relationship between meters and kilometers on this conversion table. So here's meters and here's kilometers. It says that 1 kilometer or kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. So we'll write that relationship in our table. Now we look at our question. We've got 2,000 meters, and we want to know that's equivalent to how many kilometers. Now remember, when you have this proportion where you know 3 of the 4 items, you can just cross multiply to find the missing value. So the number of kilometers is just 1 times 2,000 divided by 1,000. That's going to equal 2 kilometers in this case. All right, let's look at another one. We want to convert 6 meters of gold into millimeters. So we'll make a table. We want meters to millimeters. So we look at our table of values. 1 meter, if you look up here, 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. So now let's look at our specific question. We know we have 6 meters, so how many millimeters is that? So again, it's a proportion. When one item is missing, you just cross multiply 6 by 1,000 divided by 1. That's going to equal 6,000 millimeters. So 6 meters is the equivalent of 6,000 millimeters. Okay, here's a few more problems. Now, instead of distance, we're going to be converting mass or volume. But lucky for us, we do it exactly the same way. In this case, we have a unit of volume given in liters, and we want to know how much is that in kiloliters. So again, just make our nice table, liters to kiloliters. Now let's look over here. It looks like 1 kiloliter is equal to 1,000 liters. Now let's look at our specific example here. We know we have 43,000 liters. And we want to know what is that equivalent to in kiloliters. So again, the missing piece of information, we just cross multiply to find it. 43,000 times 1 over 1,000. That's going to equal 43 kiloliters. Okay, let's do the next example. Again, now this is mass, which is like weight, 95 grams. We want to convert to milligrams. So we make a table with grams and milligrams. Then we look over here, 1 gram is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. Now we look at the specifics of our problem. We know we have 95 grams. And we want to know what is that in milligrams. So we will cross multiply 95 times 1,000, divide by 1, that's 95,000 milligrams. So in this case, 95 grams is equal to 95,000 milligrams. Okay, now lastly, we'll look at some problems that get a little bit more complicated because they require 2 steps. So we have Kayla. She's on a swim team. Every day she swims 850 meters. And how far does she swim in 9 days? Well, the first step is just the simple 850 meters per day times 9 days is 7,650 meters, but we want that not in meters, but in kilometers. So again, if we're going to convert meters to kilometers, kilometers, we look at the relationship. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 1,000 meters is 1 kilometer. We know we have 7,650 meters, and we want to know how many kilometers. So we cross multiply. Let's go over here. We can say 7,650 times 1 divided by 1,000, and we get that 7.65 meters in the 9 days. Okay, next question. Again, it's going to be 2 steps. So an athlete eats 75 grams of protein powder per day over 17 days. So we first start off with 75 grams per day times 17 days. And we get a total of 1,275 grams during those 17 days. But it says we want kilograms. So again, we go grams to kilograms. And it turns out that 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So we know we have 1,275 grams, and we want to know how many kilograms. So again, we'll cross multiply. We get 1,275 times 1 divided by 1,000. We're going to get an answer of 1.275 kilograms. And sorry, let me just go back up here. I noticed I wrote meters here by accident. We were missing kilometers, kilometers. So this many meters is equal to 7.65 kilometers. This many 1,275 grams is equal to 1.275 kilograms.